second to last pay-per-view of the year because we're counting Saturday night's main event, especially because it's John Cena's last match, who is not the GOAT. If you call John Cena the GOAT, that means that means you started watching wrestling like in the 2000s. But it's your boy Icon, he's not the GOAT. With another wrestling review for you, going over NXT Deadline. 4 matches on it. Basically, this is the NXT version of War Games, like it mirrored War Games. Only 4 matches. Before we get started, hit the notification bell, like and or subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos, and let's get started with some Deadline because there was no pre-show match on the show. We did get a lot of interviews during the pre-show match. John Cena also did not choose these competitors, especially Kendall Gray for Evolve, because I don't even think John Cena knows WWE has Evolve, and there's no way to hell John Cena, like, it's cap. The whole thing was just brought up so they can kiss John Cena's ass, because during the pre-show, Kendall did an interview where she was just like, oh, John Cena's the GOAT, and blah. I'm like, basically this whole thing was designed just so you can kiss his ass and prop him up. John Cena definitely would not have picked her because he doesn't even know Evolve exists. And why is she in the match anyway? Because she's a champion. But the show kicked off. It actually kicked off with the NXT Heavyweight Championship match between Ricky Saints and Obafemi. And this match actually has a double stipulation. Not only does the winner walk out with the NXT Championship, but the winner of this match also gets to face Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. And I'm confused by this. So, in the match, to surprise, because Obafemi should have been called up to the main roster, but he got his rematch. So you're thinking, okay, Ricky's just going to beat him again, and then Oba's going to get the call up. But, surprise, due to a huge fall from grace, Obafemi actually reclaimed the NXT Championship. And this is where it gets confusing now because he's fighting Cody Rhodes. And one would think, because Obafemi is the new up-and-coming star, and he's the monster, he's the ruler, you would think he should beat Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event, especially because it's a non-title match. However, I originally thought Ricky Saints was going to win the match because him and Cody are, it's an old thing from AEW, and I'm pretty sure they would want to have the two of them in a high value match just to stick it to Tony Khan, but they ended up going with Obafemi, and then he has to face the winner of the Iron Survivor. So does Obafemi lose to Cody Rhodes and then beat the winner of the Iron Survivor? Does he beat Cody Rhodes and then loses the belt to the person who wins the Iron Survivor? Because Obafemi's not going to be on NXT much longer. He's a 2-time champion. He's going to get called up eventually. This is his introduction to the main roster, basically. So it's like, do you not put the belt on him and just let him fight Cody? But then it's like, why would he beat Cody if he just lost to Ricky Saints? Like, there's a lot of variables here. There's a lot of variables, to discover here. But he did win. And Ricky Saints isn't going to be hurt by this because Ricky Saints, he'll come back. And he'll come back strong, and he'll once again reclaim the championship when Oba leaves. But no, I mean, I like the outcome. I liked Obafemi as champion, but I just don't see where this goes now with the Cody factor. Like, does he beat Cody Rhodes or not? But that's why we tune in. That's why we enjoy wrestling. And I look forward to seeing the outcome of Saturday night's main event between these two when we watch it live. And now to the meat of the matter. First up was the Women's Iron Survivor match. And again, Kendall Gray should not have been in this match. Callie Armstrong, when she was Evolve Women's Champion, the first Evolve Women's Champion, did not get a tenth of the exposure and the push that Kendall Gray is getting right now. Kendall Gray has an athletic background. She did like 5 different sports, whatever the case may be. But physically, when you compare her to Callie Armstrong, she is not the athlete that Callie Armstrong is, and Callie Armstrong would plow her in no second. They're pushing Kendall Gray because she's a cute little white girl, and she acts like a tough guy. So they, it's like, it's a marketing thing for them, but she's being pushed way too fast. She's being pushed way too fast. And she doesn't deserve that spot. And again, like, Callie Armstrong's the superior athlete. And where was her push? Callie Armstrong was losing to girls on NXT, and Kendall's like beating everybody on NXT. And then you have Kendall Gray who won the Iron Survivor match. You have Kendall Gray basically now beating established girls from NXT. And I'm like, how does that make them look where the developmental girl came in and just like beat some of your top stars? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. The only positive thing that comes out of Kendall Gray winning is that she's obviously going to be fodder for JC Jane to plow over. Because the reality of the situation is, one, first of all, Kalani Jordan is the standout, and she's like the number one talent on NXT. But the problem is she's a heel, so you're not going to do Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane because it's heel versus heel. I don't know what they're doing with Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace should go back to TNA because WWE ain't doing shit with her, and they're like making her look bad every single chance they get. There's no way like a Jordan Grace should be losing to a Blake Monroe. Like I get why she lost to Kalani Jordan, because Kalani cheated her ass off. Plus Jordan wasn't gonna go backwards and go after TNA Gold, but she shouldn't be losing to like Blake Monroe. Like things like that should never happen. Jordan Grace should be in a better position. She should be higher up on the card. And she honestly, I would have been perfectly fine if she won the Iron Survivor, because she would deserve it and she would deserve that spot. Lola Vice already lost to JC Jane at one point. So if Lola was going to fight her again, she would have to win. You can't have Lola Vice fight her twice and then lose her, and then lose to her twice. And then, Sol Ruca, to me, she's overrated. She's a one-trick pony. Like, her moves are goofy. She acts goofy. She's not believable. And the only reason why she's being pushed like that is because she's blonde and she does the Soul Snatcher. She has one good move. She has one good move, and they're trying to push this girl to the moon because she has one good move. I don't care about the weird relationship between her and Zara, and I wish Zara would turn on her immediately because I'm sick of it. Get rid of the Zara thing first. She needs to kill this before we even move forward. She shouldn't have been a double champion either. I don't know why we're pushing Sol Ruca to the moon either. But anyway. And then the thing is, like, Sol Ruca, she was the fifth person to come out in the Iron Survivor. Kendall Gray, Kalani Jordan were first. Jordan Grace was third. And then Lola Vice was four. And then when Sol Ruca came into the match, Kalani Jordan attacked her immediately, damaged her knee, and then they carried her back to the ring. And then after getting her knee damaged, and then after her getting taken back to, in the back for like medical, she hops back into the ring, does a double Soul Snatcher, and she was the first person to get 2 pins. And I'm like, why are we pushing this? Like, why are we pushing this girl like this? Like, so I'm sorry. I know people like her, but the girl's overrated. The girl's like extremely overrated. But anyway, the match ended with all 5 competitors each having 2 falls apiece. And then while all the main established NXT girls were fighting each other, Kendall Gray snuck in through the back door and got a cheap victory, and she ended up winning the match. And like I said, when she won, I was like, this girl does not deserve it. Like, she doesn't deserve it. It's like, if you're gonna push her to the moon up against NXT talent, why the hell is she even on Evolve then? You should have just brought her up to NXT and just had her be on NXT. Because like I said, Callie Armstrong didn't get anywhere near this, this push, and we're pushing Kendall Gray to the moon, and I don't understand why. But the positive about Kendall Gray winning is that, again, it's going to be an easy win for JC Jane. And, and if that's the case, then fine. It makes sense. It's like, I wouldn't have I understand why it's like, even then, like, I can understand why Kendall Gray would win if it's just to have her go up, just to put some spotlight on the Evolve Women's Championship and to have her go up against JC Jane. But where's Jada Parker? Like, why was Jada Parker not in this match? Like, you didn't need Kendall Gray in an Iron Survivor match because her winning just makes everyone else look bad. Where's Jada Parker? Like, where's Thea Hale? Where's Carmen Petrovich? Like, there are other women that deserve that spot more. But we'll see what happens. Well, we know it's going to happen. JC Jane going to get that dub. Kendall Gray winning the Iron Survivor is going to be a waste. But Shawn Michaels likes her for whatever reason. And I'm going to say this also. If Tyra Mae Steele looked like Tiffany Stratton and Blake Monroe, she would be main eventing WrestleMania as we speak. And they would be over pushing and shoving down our throats the fact that she is an Olympic gold medalist. If it was anybody else, if Tyra Mae Steele looked like Tiffany Stratton and Blake Monroe, she would be in every interview, all over TV. They'd be like, yeah, the first female Olympic gold medalist. They would push that shit, shove it down our throats until we regurgitate. But because she does not look like them, they have her on Evolve. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So Kendall Gray, she wins the Women's Iron Survivor. Why, I don't know. Jordan Grace and Kalani Jordan were fighting backstage, so that's going to continue. And I believe Jordan Grace would have to win at this point because Kalani beat her before. Lola Vice needs to win the Women's AAA Championship at this point just so she can get a belt, because that girl should have got a belt a long time ago. I don't understand the booking. It's very confusing to me, but we're moving on to the next match. For the North American Championship, Ethan Page, All Ego versus Mr. Iguana. I understand there are people that like Mr. Iguana. I understand it's cool and it's funny because he paints his face green and he has a puppet on his hand. I'm sorry, Mr. Iguana's not good. He's not entertaining. Like, he's kind of trash. People get into the weirdest shit, and then the problem is, if you like someone's gimmick, if you think their gimmick is cool, if you think it's funny, if you think it's cute, that's fine. But just because you like their gimmick doesn't mean they're a great in-ring competitor. It doesn't mean they deserve championships and pushes. It doesn't mean their work is good. Mr. Iguana sucks. And it's boring. I'm not entertained by it. And this was honestly a waste of Ethan Page's time. The only good move Mr. Iguana did was when he did that front flip off the top rope. He landed on his shoulders and did the Hurricanrana onto the floor. Like, he actually did that in a smooth sequence. I thought that was cool, but I didn't care. And Ethan Page didn't care either because he beat this fool like in no time flat. He retained the North American women. See, even the women's champion. I forgot Blake Monroe was the North American women's champion. That's how trash she's been. And she's doing an open challenge like anybody cares. But Ethan Page is still your North American champion. This match was pointless. We're moving on. Next, we had Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame. I like Tatum Paxley. I like her gimmick. I like her character. I like her persona. I like Shawn Spears. I think they need to do more with Shawn Spears. The third guy, whatever. Izzy Dame sucks. She is bland. She's boring. She's another blonde that they're trying to shove down our throats, and she's done nothing to warrant the type of push that she's getting. Her mic work isn't that great. She doesn't sound believable, and it's a waste of time. Like, she's a waste of time. She needs to invest. Like, a lot of the girls on, like, a lot of the blonde girls specifically, and I know Shawn Michaels loves blonde women. Every time you see a report that says NXT signed a new person, from the athletic world, it's always like some skinny blonde girl. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Can we not pick different looking people? Can we get different people with different, can we get dark haired white women? Can we get redheaded white women? Can we get more black girls, like Spanish girls, Asian girls, like Indian girls? Like, it's just blondes. Like, my head hurts. And they all look the same. They all look the same. They all act the same. They all talk the same, with the exception of a few, like Thea Hale. She's a little different. Jordan Grace is obviously different, but the rest of them is just like, Jesus Lord, y'all look the same. Like, y'all pushing Sol Ruka because she blonde. I know she half black, but she blonde. And it's like, I'm over it. Izzy Dame isn't good. I don't know what Braun Breaker sees in her, if they're actually dating. Like, I really don't. This woman is dry, and it sucks that Tatum Paxley had to do the JOB to somebody like this. And I don't like what they're doing to Tatum Paxley, because they're making Tatum Paxley look stupid. I understand Tatum is crazy. I understand she's emotional. I understand she desperately clings for friendship. However, the whole thing with Shawn Spears showing her the dolls and her getting distracted so Izzy Dame could pick up the cheap victory, Tatum Paxley should not be that stupid. But she had to lose, so this feud could unfortunately continue. Izzy Dame picked up a win she did not deserve. I wish they would send her to to Evolve, but it is what it is. The Tatum culling feud will continue, and we'll see what happens on NXT television. And finally, we have the Men's Iron Survivor match. This is the first NXT pay-per-view without Trick Willie. He better be getting called up now. And if he gets called up, he better take Booker T with him. Why is Trick Williams not on this show? But it started off with Leon Slater, the X Division champion for TNA, along with that bouncy boy, Javon Evans. I thought the way that the storyline was playing out, I thought Miles Bourne was going to be the winner of the Iron Survivor match. I mean, Miles Bourne is okay. Like, I don't hate him, but I was just like, is he ready for that? But Joe Hendry was in it, which we knew he wasn't going to win. He wasn't going to win. And then the other one was Dion Lennox or whatever, the guy from Dark State that used to be a nerd, and he was in the back like, come on, guys. Like, we all just get along? Now he's a tough guy, and he's swearing and shit, and you think he's from the hood. It's very weird. And the thing is, if you're going to be like some college graduated nerd in the back with glasses reading books, and then you're going to now be in a group where you think you hard and you think you a thug, it's like, at least change your look, bro. Like, grow a beard, grow out your hair, do something. He looks like the exact same person. And then that's why I'm not buying it. That's why with him, it's not believable. Like, it's fake, it's phony. And the white guy just doesn't fit in the group. Like, the white guy, he's too corny. His jokes aren't funny. He really needs, like, he brings down the serious. He's the reason why you can't take the group seriously. They need to kick the white guy out of the group and either get rid of the light-skinned dude or just change his look. When he was a college-educated nerd, he had a conversation with Obafemi where Obafemi called him trash to his face. Now that he's hard, he's like, yeah, I'm going to see you after the Iron Survivor, homie. And then he was just like, bring it on because I will crush you like I did before. So the match progressed. It was a good match. Like, it was definitely a good match. A lot of high flying, a lot of action and everything. But in the end, the person who almost got the victory last year but lost by the skin of his teeth, he managed to win this year and pick up a victory. Javon Evans is your Iron Survivor winner. He's the Iron Survivor winner, which is weird to me now because that means he's going to fight Obafemi at New Year's Evil in January. But the problem is he's already lost to Obafemi like 50 million times. So the whole thing is Javon Evans finally going to defeat Obafemi and become NXT champion, which would then give Obafemi the call up to the main roster? And if that's the case, then he should beat Cody Rhodes. But you can't have, but then it's like, is Obafemi going to lose to Cody Rhodes and then he's going to go defeat Javon Evans at New Year's Evil for the belt? Because then it's like, why did Javon Evans win the Iron Survivor if he was going to lose to Obafemi? But then if Javon Evans beats Obafemi, you can't just, it's like, it makes Cody look bad because then you're just like, wow, this guy lost to Javon Evans and then he beat Cody Rhodes. Like, it's weird. Like, it's a very weird dynamic. I don't understand what's happening, but it's intriguing. It does build some intrigue. Like, I'm interested. Like, it makes no sense, but I'm interested because there are different storylines and different ways that this whole thing could play out. When it was over, Javon Evans tried to shake everyone's hand, including Dion Lennox. I don't know why he tried to shake his hand. And then Dion gave him the finger, as he should. And then Javon Evans gave him the crop chop, which he should. You should have did that from the beginning. I don't know why he tried to shake his hand. He shook everybody else's hand afterwards. Even Ricky Saints and Obafemi shook hands after their match, which was a sign of respect because, like I said, like Ricky Saints, he'll be back in the championship picture. But then Obafemi came out to confront Javon Evans. And then when the two of them were there, the lights went out. Somebody got in the ring. And it was a returning Tony D'Angelo, who apparently is no longer an Italian mob boss. He looks different. He got a haircut. He grew out his beard. His gear looks different. I'm okay with him reinventing his character. I'm okay with his new look. The problem is, are we just going to pretend like all that mob shit just didn't exist now? Like, the story with him and Stax, is it dead now? Like, are we finished with, like, we're never going to get a conclusion to the Stax, the Tony D'Angelo Stax thing. Like, because Stax, he moved on, like, he's banging Ariana Grace, and the two of them just aren't going to, what happened to Lucia Cristofino? Did he get fired? Like, was he released? Like, what the fuck is Rizzo? Like, Rizzo's been in hiding, like, this entire time. It's not a problem with it's like, if Tony D'Angelo's no longer going to be a mob boss, what happened to that storyline? Like, we need to finish that storyline. It's like, it's weird because, and then Tony Stax, he just became the international champion on TNA. So if anything, Tony should have went after him. Why are you going after Javon Evans and Obafemi? I'm confused. I'm very confused. But that was how the show ended. And for the love of God, thank you for tuning in. So that was NXT Deadline. I give it a yay. It was a good show. The Iron Survivors matches, both of them were extremely good. The matches in the middle were trash. The matches in the middle were trash. And there are some very interesting storylines that came out of this show, despite the fact that I'm not happy with the people who were plugged in those positions. Again, the only good thing about Kendall Gray being in that situation that she doesn't deserve is that it's going to be a layup for JC Jane. And now they got me out here rooting for JC Jane. So that was it, guys. Let me know what you thought about this particular NXT Deadline show. Check me out on Instagram, on X, on Twitter, TikTok, that's the same thing, and then YouTube, where you can leave your questions, comments, and concerns. Let me know what you thought about NXT Deadline, and I'll see you guys because on December 11th, we have Lara Croft Tomb Raider Season 2 coming out, and then we also got John Cena's farewell match at Saturday Night's Main Event, and I will bring it here for all of you. So that was it, guys. So thanks for tuning in. So signing off for NXT Deadline, last NXT pay-per-view of the year. We'll see you in 2026 for some of that NXT action, and until then, we're out this bitch.